What's going on, guys? Alright, so I'm here to just show you guys a couple books that I've read this year, and a few new ones I got. So, the first one I got here, it's called All Your Base Belong to Us, and this is by Harold Goldberg, and he titles this one, How 50 Years of Video Games Conquered Pop Culture. It does seem to be like just a general, broad perspective on, how the industry came together. But it does give a lot of facts. It does drop a lot of names, kind of gives you an idea of who was behind what, rather than focusing on a specific company or whatnot and learning everything about them. So as I flip through here, I have noticed a few names and then a few other names that I'm actually interested in learning about. So yeah, I picked that one up at Barnes & Noble yesterday, and I mainly went to pick up this game, the 100 Greatest Video Game Console Games of 1971 to 1987. It's an extremely quality book. It's by Schaefer Publishing. They actually included a bookmark in there. It was, I thought it was a fair price for what it is. I mean, it was $34.99. It's quite a bit of money, but once you see the quality, of the pages, you actually can see some of the pictures and whatnot. The pages are really thick. Everything, all the pages are full color, and it basically starts off, with adventure. And what's cool about this is it doesn't just give, it isn't just the author giving opinions of the games, which is what you normally see. I like how that Arctic Adventure picture, actually it's an old one with the actual sales stickers on there. When he talks about the games, he tells you, pretty much about them, how they affected the market, and whatnot. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And like I said, it goes up to 87, so you get close to the later Nintendo game, or the earlier Nintendo games like Popeye and, Super Mario's and whatnot. So yeah, definitely go pick that up. I was at Barnes & Noble. They had at least 2 copies there, but I have seen a few people pick this up already, and it just caught my eye. I did kind of try to clean the front a little bit there, but I realized it was just some smudges on the NES cart. So alright, so the book I'm reading now is called Ready Player One, and it's more of a novel. I'm getting into it. Seems alright. I think I'll get through this. Not really big on novels, but this seems to, I'm more interested in learning about stuff when I read. But I think, something might come from this, but I might be able to just plow through this too. Alrighty. What else we got here? Okay, so earlier this year, one of the first books I read was Super Mario, and that's by Jeff Ryan. And that's How Nintendo Conquered America. I believe this is a later revision of the book. I'm sorry, you can't see that there. Yeah, I think he printed this originally, and then this one kind of includes a later chapter with the Wii U, I believe. But this goes into Nintendo, the beginning of them, and where they got to. My only gripe with this book is there's a lot of my only gripe is really his style of writing, which I haven't read enough in my life, honestly, to critique anybody's writing styles. But there's times where, like, whole paragraphs, he'll just, it's like a rant almost, where he'll just go on to list, he'll list all the accomplishments of Nintendo, or all the merchandise that was made, and it'll literally go on for like 2 pages, and that was kind of weird. But if you want to learn everything about Nintendo and how they got to where they are today, this one is a great read, and it'll get you up to date on everything that's going on, and most of the big names in Nintendo. But if you really want to learn about everybody, you just got to read all the different books that are available. So I just finished this one, and that's Console Wars by Blake J. Harris. It's a pretty good book. I always saw Sega for what they were, the competitor. And I always saw them for exactly what they were. And I never held it against them, but I never got into Sega much. Part by that, and part that I just didn't have any friends who had one. I grew up with Nintendo, and, you know, as a kid, when my parents were buying systems, it was one or the other. And even when I got around to wanting to buy maybe a Game Gear, I remember even talking myself out of it at the aisle, which I never regretted that. Because I still today have no desire to play any of it, but I do appreciate it for what it was. And Console Wars really explained to you everything about Sega, you know, up to the release of the Saturn. This doesn't go into, obviously, any of the Dreamcast or anything, but it basically follows Tom Kalinske as he turned Sega of America into what it was, and just sat and just, you know, sailed the ship as the Japanese side of the company just slowly sunk it, and everything they did was, you know, just out of the whole, you know, we're the parents and because we say so attitude. And a lot of it was Japanese business ethics and whatnot, and they just didn't like what was going on over here. It's too showboat for them, I think. I think they saw how Nintendo was and wanted to approach Nintendo the same way, not just run up and straight up attack them. I think Sega of Japan wanted to just slowly ease in the market, and honestly, I think if Sega of America would have slowly got into the market, if they were able to do it that way, if there was no other choice but to just really burst in the scene, they might still be around today, but that's hard to say. But yes, definitely pick this up. It is about 550 pages, but there really is no filler in this. It does trail off at the end with a lot of more narrative, not narrative, but you know, more of the descriptions of people meeting up and stuff, and then it kind of comes to an abrupt end. But hey, that's exactly how Sega Genesis ended. So yeah, definitely, if you want to have it, just start a nice book collection, I would recommend picking up this Console Wars for sure, possibly the Super Mario, but then I really do like this 100 Greatest Console Video Games book, and I haven't read much into it yet, but you know, it's just one of those things. I'll probably do it a page at a time, every day or two, every few days. So alright guys, thanks for watching. Peace.